So welcome to another lazy Sunday. This one's a little bit of a mystery kit, unfortunately. I don't really recall what it is and I can't find it in my purchasing history, so we're just going to go for it. I mean, just from looking at the parts, it looks a bit like a clap switch, but I also thought that about an FM transmitter board, so who knows? This could be the clap switch. I know I bought one, so we're going to build it and hopefully these... Oh, they're not instructions, that's just a label. Okie doke. Well, we've got a board here and we've got mic written on here. 5 volts. 9013, what is that? I'm guessing that's a transistor. I don't know the model. I've not heard of that number before. Let's have a look and if we can see. 9013, I'll look that up. We've got various resistors here. I'm going to have to get a multimeter. There's no way I'm going to try and guess what these are. So we've got resistors, we've got an LED, we've got some 104s, 100 nanofarad. We've got a small diode here and some capacitors. And that's basically it. Little connector for our power. So I'm going to run away and have a look at these 9013. I'm going to guess it's an NPN transistor. But I will find out and then we'll come back. Well, it turns out it wasn't really a guess. It is an NPN transistor. I must have heard that somewhere. It might be one of these things where it's a different country's numbering system for transistors, because I think it's a very common one. So anyway, let's start putting stuff in this board, shall we? So let's start with our resistors, which means I'm going to have to get the multimeter out. That's annoying. So we've got more of one than the other. So let's just go for these ones and we'll have a little look and see what they might be. So there are 3 10Ks, 4, 5 10K ones. I think they're 10Ks, aren't they? But we will check. I've got my multimeter here. I could zoom out a little bit, couldn't I? There we go. And we'll just measure that up. It's been a little while since I've done a lazy Sunday, I think, or at least it feels like it. So 10K? Yeah, that's the 10Ks. That's easy enough, wasn't it? So we'll pop those ones in. Yeah, it feels like it's been a while. I don't know if it actually has or not, or whether I recorded one and put it out more recently. I'm not sure. But I've been really busy with other things, life in general, I think. Sort of gets in the way. And yeah, I've just sort of been really distracted from all of the projects that I've been trying to do. Someone recently bought something from my Amazon wish list and I was very, very happy because it's a 5 amp, 6 amp 5 volt power supply. And that's going to be used in my Pixel project. So it's going to be using these SK6812s, which are like NeoPixels. And I want to make a frame for them. Well, a frame, it's going to be a 10 by 10 matrix of these things. Not that it's matrixed, because they just sort of have serial data running along them. Oh, that's going to annoy some people. I've put one of the resistors in the, in the other orientation there. Oh well. And it's going to be sort of an internet connected thing. So be able to set what the pixels are using a web interface that I designed. Someone, I tweeted about it and someone then sent me someone else's sort of pixel drawing thing and bloody hell was that much better than mine. I didn't even think anyone had done it before, but yeah, it turns out they have. Where's the other 10K? You're going to go just here, I think. So yeah, I'm really excited about it. It's going to just be like an ESP8266 deal. But they're really power hungry, so they can be up to like 30 milliamps each. And if I'm going to have a 10 by 10, it can be pretty power hungry. And you've got the, you know, the ESP8266 on its own can draw quite a lot of current. So I'm sort of concerned about that. But a 5 amp 5 volts, 6 amps, 5 volts, whatever it is going to be more than enough, hopefully. So this is a 465K. I haven't actually seen one on here. Maybe it's hiding? It did say 465, didn't it? Ah, 470. There we go. That's that one there. And this just needs 5 volts, so I'll have to go and grab some batteries, I think. So I don't have anything. I've tidied up, so there's not a lot of stuff around me to sort of cannibalize. So I'll have to go and find some stuff. What else do we have here? Is that a 2K? Let's bring the meter in so you guys can see it too. No, it's a 470 ohm or thereabouts. So that goes just here. It was quite far off actually, but I'm not too worried. What else do we have? Well, we've got 3 of these, so I think we can assume that those are... Oh, we're missing a 10K, are we? Did I put one in the wrong place? No. No. Yes. There's meant to be a diode there, David. Idiot. That was clever. Yeah, so this pixel display will be quite power hungry, but it's going to be a lot of fun. I've already sort of done the web interface, so I know how that's going to work, and it's going to be public, so anyone can post anything they like to it. And it might have a review process, which might be a smart thing to do, but 10 by 10 pixels, not easy to make a really nice picture in sort of a small form factor like that. I've had a go and I've made a couple of little pictures and it looks kind of interesting. But yeah, it's a bit of a challenge. I mean, I could make it larger. It's absolutely possible to do that. But then your current requirements go up. So say someone turns them all to white, then it would become quite power hungry. But in reality, they're going to be different colors, or they're going to be off potentially. So that's a 2.2K or a 2K2, however you want to say it. So we've got 3 of those. Yeah, so in reality, it's going to draw a lot less, but the potential is there for it to draw quite a lot of current. With the ESP8266 talking to the interwebs and all of the LEDs on at once, it could be tough. But fun, hopefully. And I'll obviously release it so anyone can use it. But I think there's probably projects out there already that do a lot better job than my effort will. But it's always good to stick your oar in, as they say. So I'll just get rid of these resistors and then we'll just solder those up and we'll put other components in, I think. Might do the diodes as well, but might just start with the resistors. Quite a few different values here. I mean, this looks like a 1K. It is a 1K. It's just a very recognizable one. I've used plenty of 1K resistors in the past. I used to use them for LEDs a lot, and I like to have my LEDs quite dim so that they last quite a long time. I've since found that 470 ohm resistors are my favorite kind. It means they don't draw an awful lot of current. In fact, very small amounts really, with some of the blue LEDs. What have we got here? Should we try and guess? I think we probably can actually, because there's 2 of them. So these are 4.7K. But I will check. Will always check, he says. Whoops. And 4.6. Close enough. So apart from that project, which I've started, and really what I should be doing is finishing off the other ones first, but that's not how my world works, unfortunately. Yeah, I've started that, and what I should be doing is finishing off the radio cube, which is, do you know what? It's at that point where if I could just sit down for a few hours, then I could finish it, but I'm just so crap at... No, okay, I'm actually really good at procrastinating. I was going to say that I was crap at procrastinating, but I'm really good at it. Like this, for instance. I shouldn't be doing this. I should be doing my other projects instead. So the only one left is a 4K7. So, but I thought we'd already done that. Just having a look on the meter. This is 46K. So that means I've put one in the wrong place because I didn't read correctly. 470. There. It's that one. So that goes there instead. And that one goes there. So it's really easy when I'm trying to talk to you guys to mess this up. But that's what the David Watts show is all about. Let's not call it the David Watts show. It's literally just me just making electronics and you guys procrastinating as well and watching, I imagine. That will do, won't it? Let's, I probably should grab some blue tack. I wonder where that is. Ah, there's some here stuck to various bits. Someone told me I should activate this. So that all that involves is just squidging it a lot. Oh, I should probably turn the meter on. The soldering on as well. There we go. So yeah, that does sort of work if you just squidge it around a bit. Now some of these I'm not going to be able to get to, so let's straighten up these leads now that we've put it in, and then we can just I always make such a hash of this. I probably should just move these things out of the way as well. There we go. A bit of blue tack on that side. Bit of blue tack on that side. Now some of those are going to look a bit dodgy, but I do not care. Let's zoom in, shall we? Are we in focus? There we go. That's better, isn't it? Now, solder, yes. Do we want to use flux? No, the board looks fairly clean. Let's just tin up my iron. I love this iron, it heats up so quickly, it's brilliant. Yeah, these are going to go okay. So yeah, I'm thinking this is a clap switch, but I can't be completely sure because I've got lots of different kits lying around. And it's really anyone's guess as to what some of these are. It's because I sort of went on a little bit of a spree on AliExpress some time ago when I decided that I liked the idea of doing lazy Sunday videos where I don't have an awful lot to do in the evening and I'm sort of preparing to go to work the next day and I just want something fairly easy, relaxed to do. Now that's just sort of playing computer games. I'm playing one called Heroes of the Storm at the moment, which is sort of like some kind of, I don't know how you describe it, run around killing weird characters, but it's a lot of fun. There's yeah, I don't know whether you guys know that I like computer games quite a lot. It's sort of my other passion. It's why I like having a good computer. So that's not soldered very well, is it? Yeah, I've got a fairly good computer. You guys will get to see it soon. I'm going to be replacing the heatsink on my CPU. The CPU I've got is it's a 3570K, so it's a good CPU. Multimeter's still on, but it's getting fairly old now, and it's either time for a replacement or it's time to overclock it. Now it's a 3570K, and it's an Intel CPU quad-core thing, and the K denotes that it's unlocked as an unlocked multiplier, which means you can overclock. And so I intend on doing that just to make it last a little bit longer. Now, I've had it since 2012, so quite some time. And you know, when people say I built it myself, I always find that sounds just a little bit weird because I didn't really build it. It's like Lego. I just bought all the bits and put it together. Now that looks like all of them done, doesn't it? He says, oh, there's one over here that's not done, but it's a bit awkward. And right next to the blue tack. There we go. Yeah, they're like, it's like Lego really. It's really simple sort of to put together. Snips, where are you? I've got to go and get the snips. So the snips have arrived. Yes, I was saying it's a bit like Lego. In fact, I recorded a video making that computer back in 2012. And it's still okay. It edits 4K video fine. The videos come out at 100 megabits a second, so it's an awful lot of data, but it handles it just fine. That is not soldered. We'll try that again. I don't know why, it seems to have just gone around the outside of that lead. Blue tack, save me. Oh no. There we go. I haven't soldered this very well. I'm rushing a little bit. I don't know why. Yeah, I recorded it in 2012, so go back and have a look. But it really was just Lego. I bought some RAM, a graphics card, which I've replaced since. And now I really wanted to get into VR. So I saw these that they were getting the Oculus Rift was going on sale. Or, I don't know, they'd just put it out for an offer of like 400 quid. And I've been saving up to replace my computer, or at least get a new motherboard, and I was going to use the same RAM, hard drive, graphics card. But 400 quid, I could get an Oculus Rift, and that sounded really freaking exciting. But I don't think my motherboard is really up to it. You need 3 USB 3 ports, and I've only got 2, and it probably means the USB bus isn't that great either. So I think I probably just need to upgrade and have a different chipset, which, you know, mine's quite old now. When I got that CPU, it had already been out for a while. So do you know what, it isn't clean. I thought this board was clean, but clearly not. Yeah, it'd already been out for a while, so it was definitely due an upgrade. But yeah, if you go back in time on my videos and watch that one, then you'll see how crap the case is for my PC. And I love it. I love the fact that it's like a very early 2000s case. I got it from a company called Downtown Computers, which is local to me. And they built the original PC that was in there, which is an E8300, which is a dual core Intel. It was a long time ago now. Right, we've got some more things to put on here now. Let's go with these diodes, shall we? Let's pop these in, hopefully the right way around. I am forever getting things like this wrong though. But there are no instructions apart from the solder mask, which really should tell me which way to put them. And it does to some extent, doesn't it? You've got the little bar across there, and you just have to match it up with the bar on here. Now, this is going to be, if it is a clap switch, then the way it's going to work is it will detect a loud sound on that microphone. And when it does detect that, it's going to turn on 1 or 2 of these transistors, and then it's going to wait for, I assume, a second clap, which will then turn on these other ones and then switch on the switch. Clap switches tend to be double claps, so I'm assuming that's how this is going to work. If it isn't, then surprise, surprise. But who knows? These things are always a bit of a surprise. So let's get those 2 soldered in, and then we'll move on to the beefier components, which won't really lie flat here. I'm always afraid when I go close to the blue tack that it's going to turn into some sticky nightmare. Well, do you know what? When I went to get these clippers, I really should have picked up some kind of a power supply for this, but I didn't, so we shan't worry too much. Now let's get these transistors in. The orientation is already marked out for us, which is nice. Are you going to go in? There we go. Just spread the legs out slightly. Do you know that the multimeter that's over here actually has a transistor tester in there? So I could have, rather than look up the number, I could have just tested it. But we're already there with the knowledge now, so it's fine. Don't need to worry too much. We'll zoom out again in a little bit. I think we've been zoomed in for ages now, just because I was doing soldering. But I don't really like being so zoomed in, so I tend to move off camera. Also, it ends up being quite dark. But it does mean you get to see the soldering all close up, which I like. So let's get these in. There we go. Those are in. Let's get these large capacitors in too. So this is it's a 47 microfarad. It's going in now. Long lead is positive. Just bend that out slightly. And then our other one is a 1 microfarad. So long leg positive, short leg negative. But you also get this, you get a line on the side here which sort of indicates negative. So you don't always have to go with the long leg. Same with LEDs actually. You get that long leg, but you also get the anvil sort of indicating which way it's going to be. So we can pop that in there too, can't we? Which way around? That way around. I think, I hope. Otherwise this isn't going to work at all, is it? There we go. Yeah, that looks right. And our 104s. Let's zoom out a little bit, shall we? Just make it a little bit brighter. The aperture in the camera changes as you zoom in and out, which makes it brighter and darker. So 2 104s. In you get. Another 104. Where is that going? I can't see that one. Ah, there it is. It's underneath my finger at the top here. So pop that one in. And then, is that a 103? It is. So this is what, a 10 nanofarad one. Is that accurate? It might be. So let's bend the legs on these a little bit, and then we'll solder them up. The other ones aren't going to fall apart, or fall out rather, but these ones definitely will, because they don't have a lot of mass in the legs of them. There we are. Right, blue tack, do your thing. There we go. All right, let's solder this up. I can't remember what I was talking about now, but I'll skip on to some of my older projects while we're here. Oh, actually, incidentally, I saw Big Clive did a, I'm just going to call him Clive like we know each other. He did a live stream the other day. I have never caught one of his live streams. I didn't even know he did them. But I was drunk when I watched it. Well, actually, I didn't catch it live. I caught it after the fact. Oh, I can smell that blue tack. Or I can smell something. I don't know if it's blue tack or not. Yeah, he did a live stream, which sort of made me think, crap, I haven't done one of those for a long time. But I do intend on doing a live stream. The binary clock project is coming along really nicely. I've solved some of my problems, which was to do with the carry out signal on one of the ICs. I wanted to use a 4017, which is, was it a 4027? Might have been a 4027. It was a decade counter, and I wanted to count along the digits and then use that as a reset for the IC, because the 4510, is that the one I'm using? I think it is. The 4510 is 0 to 9, and on a clock I need it to go to 5 and then reset, so it gets to 60. And so I'm having to now use a 4073. I think it's 4073. Yeah, it is 4073. It really should be something like a 4082, but a 4073 is an AND gate. Well, it's actually a triple input AND gate, which is fine because I can just tie two of those inputs together. However, I only need two, so they're just going to get tied together. But a 4082, which seems to be really difficult to get hold of, would be ideal. But the 4073 is a triple input, triple gate device, so it is working fine. Are they all soldered? They look like they're all soldered to me. So that's coming along nicely, and I intend it to be a kit eventually. So I will make it available. I'll obviously like open source the board that I designed, but I'll also get some boards printed and pick up a lot of components. And then if anyone wanted to purchase one, I'll set up a Tindy store or something like that. I don't really know how to do stuff like that, but you can give me some advice if you know how to do all of that stuff. But yeah, if you wanted to pick one up, you'll be able to. I don't imagine a lot, I don't imagine a lot of people will be interested in a kit made by me, but since I've been doing Lazy Sundays forever, it is about time that I made my own kit just for a laugh. Now what's happened here? I'm just going to have to get in there and chop that off. There we go. Now everything looks in order there. Let's just clear these away. An inordinate amount of these little metal things all over my place, unfortunately. Now what have we got left? Is it just that connector? Oh, and the mic, which rolled away. So that connector, and what is that there? J1. Is that just a jumper? It looks like it is just a jumper. Okay, well we'll try it without that in, and then if it turns out we do need to jumper that across, which seems like we probably do, then I shall. Do you know what we could do? We could probably put a couple of header pins on there, and then we can use a little one of those things, I don't know what they're called actually, like a little jumper metal thing, but instead of just doing it so it's there all the time. Do I really want to solder this on? I mean, I don't need to, because I can just get a couple of, I'm just going to get a couple of wires on there. And then we've got the microphone here. Now, I remember from another microphone that the case is negative, and it's difficult to see on here, so I think those wires there go to negative. But we'll do a continuity test on the meter here, and negative will present itself hopefully. So let's try that. Yeah, so negative connected there. So it is this connection is negative. I don't know actually if that matters, if these are polarized or not, or rather if it matters which orientation you put them in. So let's just solder that in. All right, we'll do some blue tack just to please people that don't like it when I push the board around, when it starts skating around the mat. There's one. And there's two. Okay, that's fairly soldered in. And I'm just going to go and get myself some wire, and I could just solder a battery box directly into it. And Also, I'll pick up a jumper thing, a couple of headers. Right, I've got myself a battery box. It's currently off, so that's good. And this is what I meant by those header things. So I've got a couple of these header things, I'm just going to call them that, and one of these things that goes on the header things. So that, I think it's just called a jumper, but I'm not sure. But we'll put one of those in there, and that way, if this is meant to be jumpered, then I can jumper it, and if it isn't, then I can take it out. But actually, that doesn't seem to fit. Is that going to go in? No. All right, took a bit of effort, but that is in, and we'll have to just bend them out a little bit once we've soldered it up. Let's do that now. Let's just clean this iron a little bit, I think. There we go. And we'll just bend that one out. Not really the tool for doing this, but... And then we can connect that, can we? Yes, perfect. So that's what I wanted to do. So I could take this off if it's not meant to be jumpered, but it seems to meant to be jumpered. So we need negative over here, positive over here. Oops. Oh, screw you. Right, to the rescue, blue tack. Awesome, there we go. Bit more blue tack. And then we'll just solder that together. And then we're pretty much there, I think. Don't you move. There we go. Okay, let's find out what this darn thing is, shall we? I followed the instructions. It appears to be, everything appears to be in the right place. Let's get some batteries in here. There's 1, 2. Do you know what I'm running out of? Batteries that are any good. I've had these for years and years and years now. Okay, on. Oh. It is kind of a clap switch, and it's not a double, it's a... Ha! I like it. Now what kind of noise? Ah, okay, that's kind of cool. 1. Okay, it doesn't work with loud noises, but if you tap it, the vibration will set it off. That's pretty cool. Okay, well, I'll see if I can find a link to this and put it in the description for you. It'll probably be on AliExpress or something like that. So that didn't need to be jumpered, it seems. What happens if we put this on? Oh. I don't know what that's for then. The J1. Surely that would be junction jumper, wouldn't it? Why would that need to be connected? Well, that is a mystery. It works though. Perhaps this is to switch it on and off? No, that doesn't work. Well, there we go. That has been a lot of fun, so I hope you enjoyed it. Let's zoom in because it kind of looks cool.